Hi, I'm Amberly, once again a student at Mesa College, taking a personal growth class, and it is July 11th, and I'm here to talk to you about making a long-range career and life plan. Well, I guess starting from an early age. Well, the career life plan I'm gonna choose is gonna be joining the military, whatever branch it may be, Marine Corps, Air Force, Navy, Army, Coast Guard. So first you want to start with graduating high school with, I would say, at least a 3.0, or just graduating altogether. And then okay, there's two different ways to go about it from what I know. You do have to graduate high school. You do have to have a high school diploma. And in saying that, you need to study for the ASVAB. The ASVAB helps you. Okay, when you take the ASVAB, you're gonna get a certain score, and maybe you do really well in English, maybe you do really well in math. It just all varies. It's gonna help place you in a job for the military. Say for instance you want to do military police. It's gonna say whether that is a good direction for you to go in the military. First you'd have to choose, do you want to do Marines, Navy, Air Force? You choose what branch you want to go in, and from there you want to get with a recruiter, and a recruiter will set you up with the ASVAB. Before you even get set up with the ASVAB, you're gonna need to have good health. You have to answer a lot of different questions about your health, starting from the beginning, from a young age. They want to know if you've ever had an operation, if you've ever had any type of illness. They also want to know your marital status, if you've had tickets, if you owe money. They want to know all of that. And the cleaner you are, the cleaner the record is, the healthier you are, the better chance you have at being able to move on to take the ASVAB. Another thing they want to know is your tattoos, like how many tattoos you have, where they are where they are located on your body. There's certain branches, like if you have tattoos that come past a certain part of your wrist, you won't qualify for joining the military. So they look into all that. If you have anything even close to your wrist, then they have to get like permission from a higher ranking officer to see if it's okay or not. So then after they ask you a serious amount of questions about your background and your health, they kind of look into it. So it really helps if you have a clean record altogether. But it doesn't necessarily disqualify you if you've had some troubles in the past. But it's just better if you don't owe money, and if you don't have a record of any sort. And drugs, they want to know if you use drugs, and if you have a history of using drugs, if you have any mental issues. It really reaches out there, versus some other careers in life. They don't necessarily dig that deep into your background as to who you were and who you are. They just basically, if you apply for the job and you qualify for the job, that's it. But with the military, they do like a background check. similar, not as intense as if you were trying to become a customs officer, or work with the CIA or the DEA or anything. It's not that intense, but it's pretty serious. So all right, so you graduate high school and you want to take the ASVAB. A lot of people take the ASVAB in high school. They meet a lot of recruiters come around to different high schools, and they take the ASVAB in high school. That's a good way to go if you are interested in the military. Another thing, I mean, most of you guys that are viewing this, I'm assuming, have already graduated high school. But ROTC is a good program to get into while you're in high school if you are considering joining the military. Definitely a way to go. But so, for instance, you graduated high school, you're now out there and you're wondering what you want to do with your life. Enlisting in the military, like I said, have a good health, be in good shape for the most part. You want to be able to run and move around and carry heavy objects and stuff like that, and your health is really important. And then at the same time, you want to score really high on the ASVAB. The higher you score on the ASVAB, the better job you will get in the military, or the chances of getting the job you want in the military are much easier. The lower you score on the ASVAB, maybe you're not gonna get that job you want. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to do a job you probably didn't want to do. Now, and even another way to go into the military is if after you do graduate high school, you go to college and you get your associate's degree. Then you can enlist as an officer. Now, as you know, the officers are the ones that are running the shows. They have the higher ranking jobs, higher paying jobs, and the only other way to become an officer in the military is to really stick it out a long time to become a captain. Now, if you go to college and you get a degree, you can enlist in the military already as an officer and have that high paying job. So, that's me talking to you about two different ways of joining the military. Now, there is a cutoff age, I want to say for active duty, there's a cutoff age for all branches, and almost sure the Marine Corps' cutoff age is 36. So the Navy will give you a little more time. I think you have until you're 38, 39 to join the Navy. And pretty much all the other branches are the same. Marine Corps is a little more stricter on their age. And also, you can join active duty or do the reserves. Now, if you're doing the reserves, you go to the military base twice a month for 1 weekend every month, and you work. Now, you're not getting paid any other time except for when you go to the military base once a weekend. So reserves is another option. You can have a regular full-time job or be a regular full-time student and do the reserves, because then it just gives you time to kind of have a life and live a life, but you're still in the military, and if there was a war to come, you'd have to go to war, or you'd be the first to go to war. But that is another option, the reserves. But I basically just kind of gave you the rundown for active duty you know, and military is a lifelong job. It's a career. You know, you can do it for 20 years and retire. You can do it for 4 years and still come out getting a better paying job. So it's just really up to you. That's it for today. Thank you for your patience, and